Let's create this frozen flower design inside dual forms together, step by step. Before we start creating these flowers inside dual forms, there are a few important things you need to know. First, make sure you're choosing a dual form that gives you enough space for the design. You also want to work with a longer shape because this kind of design is really difficult to achieve on short or medium lengths. And the final result usually won't look as clean or balanced. For this tutorial, I've selected two suitable options, a Gothic almond shape and a stiletto. As you can see, I have about 2.5 to 3 millimeters of space in the stress area, which is enough room to properly build and encapsulate the design. Another important thing you need to pay attention to is making sure your flower doesn't sit directly on the natural nail bed. That's why I mark the free edge of the natural nail on the dual form, so I know exactly where placement starts. I also mark the center point to position the flower correctly. So, here's everything you'll need for this design. A top coat, vitrage glass gel polishes, or even their builder gels will work. You'll also need a cuticle nipper, a few detail brushes, a fine-tip tweezer, a palette, and a mini UV finger lamp. Start by placing 1 drop of vitrage gel polish on your palette. Then mix 1 drop of gel polish with about 5 drops of top coat. Next, take a small amount of vitrage gel polish and mix it with 2 drops of white gel polish. Before we move on to the application, make sure you understand the basic theory of how to draw a rose on paper first. This is where I'm going to show you the technique. Start with the center of the rose and begin by drawing 3 small petals. Each new petal starts from the middle of the previous one, and you continue the same pattern around the circle with each new layer. You just make the petals slightly wider to build the shape. I'm going in with a bit of white gel polish and drawing a line inside the dual form. It doesn't have to be perfectly straight. Just keep it under 2 millimeters. Not too thick and not too thin, then I'll cure it for 30 seconds. Now I gently remove it from the dual form. As you can see, I wrap it around the tweezers. It's actually pretty easy. The stickiness of the gel helps it hold its shape so it doesn't open up. And if it does, you can just repeat the process. Then I seal the very end with a bit of gel polish and cure it so it stays closed. And this is the center of my flower. You can also create the bud the same way using this technique. As you can see, I hold it with tweezers and dip it into the mixture of top coat and gel polish I prepared. Then I place it exactly where I marked earlier, and while still holding it in place, I cure it under the UV lamp so it sets perfectly without moving. Now I slightly reduce the diameter of the center using a nipper. The pressure might cause it to come off the dual form, but don't worry, just dip it back into the mixture and reattach it. Now take your white gel polish and start covering the center. Just like I'm doing here, each layer should be cured for about 10 seconds. I won't keep saying cure it every time, so just remember, every step needs to be fully set before moving on. Then I take a small amount of the mixture I prepared and apply it over the center and a little bit around it as well. Alright, let's start drawing the first petal. I take a bit of the mixture again and shape the petal. Since this is the first row, it needs to stay small and delicate. Now I use white gel polish to trace over the translucent petal we created. How you shape the petal really changes the final result. So take your time with this. It has a big impact on the overall look. Before each curing step, always check your design first. If everything looks good, then go ahead and cure it. All right, I take the same mixture again and start drawing the second petal. Following the theory I explained, starting right from the middle of the first petal, then I go in again with white gel polish and fill it in, covering the same area completely. The third petal is also placed exactly between the two petals, and the same steps are repeated. The second and third layers are done the same way. So I won't go into detail again, just watch closely and follow the process. Now it's time to draw the leaves. It's pretty simple, just to make a curved bracket shape and fill it in. I also added caviar beads here. From this point on, it's really up to your taste. You can continue the design however you like. I used clear builder gel mixed with a bit of vitrage gel polish, and I also added a touch of yellow gel color for the free edge. After finishing and curing the product on the free edge, now it's time to work on the nail bed. For this step, I'm using a pink-toned builder gel. The rest of the steps are done the same way as usual, so I won't repeat them again. And here's the final result. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial.